Rishi, am I supposed to start? What?
Yes, why do you ask? I mean, the light's on. We're supposed to start. The recording's on.
No, I just asked because I think everyone in Formula One is asking these days if they should go racing. So I thought we'll ask if we can record this week's edition of the Inside Line Formula One podcast.
Yes, that's Kunal Shah. My name is Rishi Kapoor. Little bit of a private joke there. What my friend is referring to you is Jensen Button's.
It's public, Rishi.
Jensen Button actually came up on his radio to the team and asked them whether he should race Hamilton for a racing position, which is why Formula One drivers are hired. And this is only down to the tires and the degradation and how drivers have become the misers of the world trying to save the tires.
I know miser is the word. Oh my God. Yes, I'm going to use it in my next column.
That's it. China is done. Teams have actually shipped back to Bahrain base and the Chinese Grand Prix. Otherwise, what I usually call a boring track, a boring Grand Prix, except for that bank turn that I like. Not that bad a race as we would have expected it to be.
Yeah, actually not bad a race at all. And it was good in patches.
Yes.
Is my take on it.
Correct.
First match, we had lots of people crashing into each other.
Yes.
Okay. But this was after all the drivers avoided a first lap incident, to which we should all congratulate them.
Woo!
Especially your good friend Crash Ronaldo and
Crush on. All the rookies in the world, very well done.
Yes.
But as much as I know and my contacts in the Indian embassy says, Guterres may not be coming to India this year. No Diwali gifts for him. Reason?
the reason is his Indian visa application has been put on hold for bumping into Sahara Force India's Adrian Sutil. So I don't know who's really made this recommendation, but well, that's what we've got to hear.
And also, Adrian Sutil suddenly decided to kiss Paul Di Resta's front wing.
And of course, Mr. Mark Webber couldn't have a more unlucky weekend than this.
That man's luck is just something I don't inherit. Cannot be written down
Ever.
in a will. Ever. He has problems during qualifying. Gets on, has a great race strategy. Totally misjudges Jev's opening of the door and closing of the door, and then gets a penalty.
And that too a 3-place grid penalty for Bahrain.
And just imagine, you know what that changes?
What does it change?
It changes multi-21 to multi-24. It's 21 plus 3. I'm sorry, that's a really bad one. That's a private one.
Oh, that's a private one, yes.
Okay, we have a couple of awards to give out after every race from now onwards. The driver of the day.
Driver of the day, mine, Daniel Ricciardo. Highest placed of all the midfielders. Great drive. Also at a time when there is talk of Webber moving on next year and to the World Endurance Championships with the Porsche, etc. So great time to claim his seat.
My driver of the day, and I actually have the drum roll SFX this time, is Jensen Button, because I personally feel the points he got and McLaren didn't, because that McLaren is an awful car.
Yeah, it seems like it. And if you see Perez, who I don't even know in what breath we should speak about, after beaching the car in practice, entering into the pit lane and then spinning around, and then I don't even know what's he doing. He's probably thinking McLaren is Sauber, which is the midfield team.
Talking about Sergio, one man who's not been able to match his teammate. His name is Felipe Massa. Starts off very well, gives it to Fernando's nuts in qualifying, has a great stint first up, and the medium tires, the harder tires, always just ditch on him.
Yeah, I mean, he was taking a look in Fernando's mirrors, I think, for the opening part of the race, which was extremely interesting. People expected him to overtake, but everyone knew he wouldn't. Okay. And now after the race, he's saying he's searching for answers. Rishi, do you have an answer for him?
Yes, the answer is A, except that you will never get what Fernando gets. B, copy his setup. Please, for God's sake.
No, well, that may never work for two same drivers, but nevertheless, as long as he finds his answers and probably does something better in Bahrain, which incidentally, by the way, he's won twice.
Oh, yes, over to Bahrain. The key news this time is Bahrain will get new compounds than decided earlier, because the soft compound has not been the driver's favorite. And after a lot of criticism from drivers, teams, etc., Pirelli's now said they'll bring the medium and the hard.
Yes, that's what we've heard, and that's what somewhere I don't know if I'm glad to hear. Unfortunately, we are in such a situation where we have either very durable tires or very conservative tires. So now we could well go into Bahrain with no mix of strategy that could happen. and we could all probably get Bahrain.
Yes, Bahrain it could be because just imagine Sebastian Vettel and those last 4 laps of excitement would not happen. Lewis Hamilton being on his toes would
Exactly.
not happen. And more importantly, Bahrain is not another very interesting, very typical Herman Tilke track.
Yes, one of those Malaysia, China, Bahrain. They should just pace these tracks out. We've seen too much of Herman Tilke.
Kunal, first 3 races, 3 different winners. Still a lot of winners to join the party. There's Hamilton who's yet to win. There's Webber who's yet to win, if he ever gets to win.
Right.
There is
Nico
Nico
Rosberg.
Rosberg. There is
And of course, Massa, if he still finds his answers, that is.
who do you think could be the fourth winner this year?
I will not make any predictions till I see how each driver and car are taking to the Pirellis or the new compounds of the Pirellis in Bahrain. So FP sessions are what I'm going to really watch and decipher. But, we do know that Raikkonen, Hamilton and Webber have never won in Bahrain. So I'm sure they are really waiting to open their accounts.
And also, one question that I wanted to ask you, and I personally want to now, which car do you think is the fastest car? Because Ferrari clearly showed they were fastest. In the opening race, it was Kimi and Lotus. Then in the middle race, Sebastian and Webber were really, really quick. I cannot decide on the fastest car right now, although I really think Red Bull might just still slightly have the edge.
Neither can I. I mean, it's a very interesting question. I think each team has their own pluses and minuses. Okay. And currently, they're pretty much all there in the same. Like, I think it's also somewhere with driver inputs. Okay, so Red Bull in the hands of a Vettel, Ferrari in the hands of Alonso, and Lotus in the hands of Kimi are really well paced and well matched. And of course, you can add Lewis handling the Mercedes. Okay, so I don't know if I have an answer to that yet, but hopefully, they're all saying that Bahrain will have the answer for us.
Hopefully, with harder tires coming in, comparatively harder tires coming in, we would know. But the only drivers whose instructions do not actually reach the team is Lotus because, when Kimi talks, you don't understand. More of him is expected on the podium, and I hope so. He's one of my favorites to win the championship this year. Could McLaren have a resurging race? Could Sebastian Vettel come out winning like a champion? All your answers lie this Sunday and come this Monday. Kunal and I shall get together to get inside line post Bahrain GP to you. Till then, drive safe, drive fast, preserve your time.